Hi everybody, Paul here from Hill Country Rings. Today we're going to be making a ring from a baseball bat. But this isn't a major league game used baseball bat. This is a baseball bat from a customer's husband. And he runs a college summer league. He works with high school kids. He's real involved in his community, and in her view he is an MVP. So we're going to go ahead and take his personal bat, and it is cracked, it's got a really severe crack, and cut it up and process it and make a ring out of it. So let's go in the shop. So whether it's a bat from the New York Yankees or it's a bat from a guy that coaches kids in his community, the process is the same. It always starts with the chop saw. So let's go ahead and cut this bat up, and then we'll take it over to the bandsaw and cut some slices out of it. And it's a real severe crack. This crack goes way up. So this guy's he's not a major league player, but he's kind of a heavy hitter. So we're going to go ahead and probably take some wood from the very end to be safe, to make sure that we get past that crack. So let's go ahead and cut this guy up. Alright, we got some couple of rounds here. This is going to be an overlay ring, so we'll go ahead and put them in the resin, and then we'll weigh them down, and we'll put them in the vacuum chamber and suck all the air out. So that's kind of our two, we'll do that and leave that vacuum on for a while. Then we'll let the vacuum go, and the resin will go back into the wood and take the place of any air in the wood. So that kind of stabilizes it. So got them under there. Let's go ahead and put them in the vacuum chamber. Okay, the wood is all under the resin in the vacuum chamber and got the lid on. We're going to go ahead and turn on the pump, and then we'll close off the valves over here and draw down the vacuum. So let's go and do that. Alright, with the handle of this bat, we're going to make a bottle opener. So I've measured, actually just marked, the center of this handle where I'm going to drill it into it. I've got a insert for the bottle opener, and I've measured that and got a about the same size drill bit, and marked that drill bit with a piece of tape for how deep I'm going to drill it. So I'm going to put this on the drill press and drill this guy out, and then we will mount this into that hole with 2-part epoxy. So let's go ahead and do that. We got to use some denatured alcohol to clean this guy up, just to make sure he's nice and clean. And then we will mix up our 2-part epoxy, and we will get that nice and put in. right, now we just let that dry. Let that cure. All right, it's been sitting for a couple hours under a vacuum. The wood is in there all nice and cozy. So we're gonna go ahead and release the vacuum. So release the vacuum. And now all that air rushed, all that pressure was released, and that should force some of that resin into the pores of the wood to stabilize it. So now we're just going to let it sit maybe overnight and just let it soak in there, and then we'll put it in the little oven and cure the resin. All right, the wood has been soaking under the resin all night. And I'm going to go ahead and take off all the weights, holding it down. Oops, in the metal. There we go. And yep, it sinks. So it has really absorbed a lot of that resin. So we're going to go ahead and put it in the little oven for about an hour at 200 and going to set that resin. So let's get the cookies in the oven. All right, it's so hot out here I probably wouldn't even have to put it in the oven. I could probably just leave it out here in the hill country sun. We're gonna go ahead and put it in and let it go for a little bit over an hour at 200, and then we'll take it out. All right, time to get out the cookies. So let's see how they are. Take them in and let them cool off a little bit, and then start making rings out of them, or at least one of them. All right, here's those 4 pieces of wood, and I'm going to pick this one to go ahead and make a ring out of. Got the core, and we're going to go ahead and take this guy and smooth him off on a lathe on both sides, bore him out, and then we'll mount this core in the wood. So let's get started with that. You can see I cut him down a little bit to fit him in these jaws. Had to cut some of the edges off. So now he's a little square, but we'll go ahead and smooth him off. Okay, let's bore them out. All right, let's clean him up with denatured alcohol, and then we'll epoxy this tungsten core into the wood with 2-part epoxy.
Okay. There we go. All right, we just let that sit overnight, and then we'll come back and work it tomorrow.
All right, it's the next day, and the core is nice and cured in there with the two-part epoxy. So we're going to go ahead and cut closer to the core, cut some of the excess wood, then we'll sand this side and this side flush against that metal, then put him back on the lathe and turn to size, then do sanding, then we'll do finish, put the finish on, and then polish them up. So let's go ahead and do that.
Yep, here's those pieces that we cut off those edges.
Well, here's that ring from that customer's bat, and came out really nice. It's not a Major League MLB game used bat, but I'm sure it's going to mean a lot more to him because this is pretty personal. And also here's that bottle opener out of the handle of it, so I'm going to go ahead and send this to him too. Kind of a little extra thing. So if you would like a ring made from a Major League Baseball bat, from your baseball bat, from some other heritage or legacy wood that you have, let me know. Drop me a line or add a comment. I'd love to hear from you, and love doing custom work. And if you would like to check out the other options that I have for Major League Baseball bat, rings from the decks of battleships, from from stadium wood, check out hillcountryrings.com. And love to hear from you, and everybody have a great day. Thanks, everybody.